Capcom. So before I even start, show y'all the analytics, the sales of these games. Um, I want y'all to understand what Capcom is like. Well, uh, now I am a huge fan of pretty much of the not every game, but most of what Capcom has been putting out as of recent. I've always been a big Resident Evil fan. That's and I might have to do a separate video. That's gonna be a fun video too, by the way. Resident Evil is probably, as far as series goes, Resident Evil is in my top 10 of all time. Not a specific game. I'm gonna just say as series as a whole. Devil May Cry has to be up there too. Devil May Cry did a lot of things first. Resident Evil did a lot of things first. Survival horror. Uh Devil May Cry was like one of the first for hack and slash. Like if it wasn't for Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry paved the way for what God of War was in the early 2000s. And y'all know Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 5, and then Devil May Cry 3. Devil May Cry 5 was the epitome of the best hack and slash combo fighting gunplay. Like that's the best hack and slash mechanics ever in a game, ever, in my personal opinion. And then Devil May Cry 3. Resident Evil, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, Resident Evil 4, I'm pretty sure, was the first to do it when it came to over the shoulder camera work. We've never really got anything like that before when it first came out. And now you see everything else over the shoulder person view. Gears of War, you get a whole bunch of these. Gears of War was just the top of my head to do it, but a lot of these over the shoulder games came from Resident Evil 4. They got Mega Man, they got Monster Hunter, they got Street Fighter. Street Fighter was the epitome of all fighting games. Ryu, when it comes to Street Fighter, Ryu is probably top 3 like face of fighting games over, like, in general, hands down. Fighter is known worldwide. That's global. But Capcom has made a lot of iconic games. And even with the the mixed of characters, how they did with Capcom versus Marvel. Capcom versus Marvel 2, one of the best fighting games ever, and that was like what do you call it? It's like a combination of characters in one game. I'm drawing a blank here, but yeah. So Capcom has done a lot of things as far as like firsts go. Now I don't know exactly where there are before or in the 2010s. I know that Resident Evil had a little bit of a slump when it came to them going going to 5 and then going into 6. We all thought Resident Evil was gonna make it. We all thought that was it for Resident Evil. But then all of a sudden they came back with 7, and they turned it all the way upside down. That first person view. And that's where we're like, okay, Resident Evil's back. And then we get remakes. We get the remake of 2. 2 was already a goated game. The fact that they had it remade is crazy. So that game sold like crazy. I believe that won like a game of the year. Then you get Resident Evil 3 remake, which was cool. It did add in some, but it wasn't like 2. It was short and simple. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it because I wasn't familiar with the third game like that, so I don't really know what was. I think it was like the clock uh area that they like left that completely off. So Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is way has way more stuff in it than the original than the remake. And then they came with my favorite one, Resident Evil 4 remake. I love that game. Loved it. I played the DLC with Ada. And now they did Resident Evil. Oh yeah, Resident Evil 8 was cool. I did that was one of my first playthroughs on this channel. And then they did Resident Evil 9, came out this year. Amazing game. Amazing game. That might be contender for game of the year. Honestly. Might be contender for game of the year. So we got a new character, Grace. Shout out to her. Shout out to Leon. He's still a badass. And we possibly going to be getting Resident Evil 10 with how it ended. And we're getting Resident Evil Code Veronica. That's coming out next year. Now, I have not played the OG Code Veronica. That was kind of before my time when it first came out. But to play it in modern day, we own that. So what else? Monster Hunter. They come out with Monster Hunter stuff. Capcom has been killing it. Killing it. I always say this. They have been on a winning streak as of late with everything that they've been pushing out. Like, we got a new IP this year. We got Pragmata. Pragmata, when I saw that, I was like, yo, this game looks very interesting. I played it. I loved it. I love the story. I love the gaming mechanics. I love the characters. I love Diana, Hugh, their relationship and their dynamic. I love how you have to use your brain in real time while fighting these enemies on doing that little square coding thing. That's dope. So I don't know if they're gonna make a sequel to that game or if that's just a one and done. But I love that game. That's most likely gonna be up for a couple categories too. But Capcom has done nothing but positive goods of Street Fighter. I know I'm kind of bouncing on Street Fighter. Street Fighter is at its peak now. Like, the rollout for how they do their characters is super dope. Like, Tekken is still a thing. Mortal Kombat went downhill. Like, they need to go back to the drawing boards with Mortal Kombat. But the only two, the last real two ones, Tekken, Street Fighter. Tekken is my favorite personally, but I haven't been on Tekken in a while. Street Fighter has always been there, but like it's more prevalent now than ever with these characters. In the last combo or the last character seasons that they're gonna be doing, we're getting Tifa in a Street Fighter game. Now, people thought Tifa was gonna be in Tekken because it's Tekken. We've had Final Fantasy characters on there before, but Capcom pulled Capcom pulled the character. She's that character. They did it right with her, and I could definitely see that I could definitely see her in Street Fighter. So they've been doing nothing but great things for Street Fighter 2. Um, yeah, it's still going. I would say Street Fighter is still like the top of the top fighting game right now. It's beating out everybody, and I'm a Tekken fan, and I even say like Tekken ain't what it really used to be. It ain't. It still has its community, but I feel like Street Fighter is like the go-to when it comes to like fighting games right now. Now that might change for this Marvel Tokon Fighters, but as of right now, Street Fighter is dope. The amount of costumes, DLC characters that they have in super dope, super dope. And they're coming out with the Street Fighter movie in October. I think it's October. I'm gonna go see that too. But let's look up these sales for this Capcom company. So platinum titles. So Monster Hunter as of now for the PS4, Monster Hunter World. So 22.10 million views. Not views, units. I'm sorry. Now Monster Hunter Rise for the Switch, 18.60 mil. Resident Evil, 18.30 mil. Resident Evil 7, 17.40 mil. That's where they bring it back. Monster Hunter. So you're gonna see a lot of these Monster Hunter worlds or Monster Hunter in general, because that's like when it comes to multiplayer, that's that game. Resident Evil Village, 14. Resident Evil 4, 13. Resident Evil 3, 13. Monster Hunter Wilds, 11. All right, let me do this one. Devil May Cry, 5, 11. RE6, 10. RE5 for the PS3, 10. Street Fighter 5. Now, Street Fighter, I will say, Street Fighter did have a slump too. 5 was not good. It was not. It was not good at all. But they definitely break it back with 6. Resident Evil 9, 6.90 mil. Street Fighter, 6.7 mil. Like, these are some big numbers. And that's why they have always been winning. Always. So the top ones is gonna be, you're gonna either have Resident Evil, Street Fighter, or Monster Hunter. That was like the 3 biggest selling ones. So the biggest selling Capcom games. So for number 1 ranked best selling franchises, like this is like of all time for Capcom. Resident Evil, the first one, 1996, 201 million. Monster Hunter, 2004, 125 million. Street Fighter, 69 mil. Mega Man, 44 mil. Devil May Cry, 38 mil. Damn, I forgot they had Dead Rising on here. Highest grossing franchises, Street Fighter, 14 billion, almost 15. Resident Evil, 13 billion. Monster Hunter, 9 billion. I forgot Onimusha. They're supposed to be coming out with an Onimusha game in the fall time. Devil May Cry, 2 billion. Mega Man. So these are the heavy hitters right here. And this is why Capcom is in, I would say, they in the lane of their own. Now, and I'm excited for what they are about to show next. I do know, I read it, Onimusha for the fall time, and then we're gonna get Resident Evil Code Veronica, and then yeah, I don't know what they'll have next. They'll surprise us, but it seems like almost every year or every 2 years we getting something from Capcom, or every year we get some type of DLC. And they not done with Resident Evil 9 either. Like, we still waiting on DLC for 9. We may possibly be getting something from Ada. So we gonna see. But that Capcom has been on a great winning streak, and that's why I put them, me personally, in my top 3, because everything after Resident Evil 2 remake, they've hit the mark. Now, Street Fighter 5, not so much, but every other game they've hit the mark. This year they definitely hit the mark. Resident Evil 9, Monster Hunter, was it Wilds? Did it come out last year or this year? I forget. We got like the Mega Man collection. We got Pragmata. We got Onimusha that's coming out. They stay busy. They definitely stay busy. We got new characters for Street Fighter. Like, they work it. So, shout out to Capcom. Like, Capcom at least has to have one of your series that's in like the top 10 that is in y'all's list. It has to be. Like, they have so many IPs at this point. That's why they can do video games like Capcom versus Marvel and other Capcom versus SNK. Like, they can do that because they got the roster for. So again, shout out to them. That is why they are one of the best, if not the best, out right now. But that is going to be it for this stream. I might have to do like top 5 gaming devs, top 5 gaming publishers. Because now I'm thinking like Konami is up there, Naughty Dog, even with the whole drama as of recently with them, Naughty Dog still came out with bangers. Santa Monica, damn, I know there's drama around it, but Rockstar, you can't deny Rockstar. Back in the early 2000s, Rockstar was like that. Ubisoft was like that. Believe it or not, Ubisoft was like that. I'm trying to think of what else. It's a lot to this. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But when it comes to Capcom, they just have so many IPs. Their roster is stacked. That is why they are able to do a Marvel versus Capcom, a Marvel versus SNK. Like, one of their IPs has to be in your top 10. As a gamer, either Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Mega Man, Devil May Cry. If not the video game, there has to be some character. Something from Capcom is making it in y'all's list. Something. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Never